Okay. Okay. We're live now. Hey guys, we got Breakaway Ray with us. It's going to be an amazing show. We get prepared. We're going to get into some amazing tarot throws tonight, and he's also going to talk about his new book. So buckle up. We're going to play the intro, and we're going to get started, and it's going to be fun, and everybody's going to love it. So I was going to. It has me muted. I was going to say, so everybody just kick back and relax and enjoy your Labor Day, because that's what this is all about. That's why I bring these shows to you. And, also I put up the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Rumble, hit the notification bell so you know when I go live, and then hit the thumbs up so you like the video. That goes a long way, And my guest today is one of my good friends, and he's a returning guest. He comes on every holiday. It's become a tradition that I have him and Missy on every holiday, and that's Breakaway Ray, aka R. Snow. And Breakaway Ray is the author of the book, The Convoluted Autobiography, and he has a new book coming out, which he's going to talk about. He's a truth seeker, and he's somewhat of a trickster. He's a student of Matthew Mournian tarot. Ray brings in-depth and playfulness into his tarot practice, known for building sharp intuition with wild insights from the Secret Space Program and Black Ops projects. Ray delivers readings that are both fun and revealing. His live audience polls are always packed with synchronicities, laughter, and unexpected wisdom. And with all that said, I'd like to give him a big warm welcome back to the show. Ray, thanks so much for coming back on, man. How are you?
Happy Labor Day to you, Rob, and to everybody at the Typical Skeptic podcast. I am styling. It's really warm out here in California, but I love coming out and joining the crowd and throwing tarot cards for people. I want to say, if the AI wrote that little bio on me, it sounds like they've been watching my show. Maybe the AI is also subscribed, and I don't know about it. It's true. There's some dynamic stuff going on. When Star Card Podcast, I get up early in the morning and throw tarot cards for people. By the way, over at Star Card Podcast, while I'm on the subject, I want to tell you some of the things that happened. In the link, I invited Rob to put the link to the folder labeled Camp Breakaway. So I took all those things in August, all those August morning shows, and here are some of the things that happened. Like one time, I asked the tarot world to pretend to take a picture of me and the audience like it's a class photo, right? And so when I dealt the cards, I came up with the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles has some guy standing on the riser. If you remember, like when you were taking a school picture, you had to stand on the risers. The tall kids were in the back. And then the other card, by the way, you know what I'm talking about? And the other card was the star card. So you know how sometimes like when I throw like the first couple of cards, it like restates the intention of whatever I was dealing. That happened like all the time. So some real magic going on. One time, one of the people in the chat invited me to do a mind probe of somebody else. And I feel like I was able to pull it off using the tarot cards. So that was very creative. I never would have thought of that myself. And then we also checked on other things like this, Rob. I checked on the traffic in the years 2035 and 2070. I checked on 3i Atlas. I checked on the 2025 World Series. And I did tarot card biographies of Chris O'Connor, the SSP diplomat from Saturn's moon Mimas. I did a tarot card biography also of Carrie Cassidy and Psychic Liz Cross. And then what it tells me is that tarot cards tell me that there's a lot we don't know. But look out, because I'm Breakaway Ray, host of Star Card Podcast, and now I have all kinds of time to talk about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you've been getting some interesting. I watched one of your shows today. You know which thing I watched of yours today? I watched the one where you did doo-wop. You know what I mean? Oh. Said, instead of in the still of the night, you said in the last 3 minutes of life.
Yes. Thank you, Rob.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
I was like, that's great.
Promoting that. Because like that's one that's got like the minimum views. That's like the best one. Anyway, way to go, Rob. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I had fun doing it.
I just got to add the links in, I got to add the link from the Camp Breakaway. I forgot to do that because I was under a lot of stress today, but I mean, I will add it. I will add it. I promise I will. I'm not like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm
I know.
Pretty good,
Absolutely.
I will.
But your fans would have like no problem. It's easy to, you got my name right in your window there, Star Card Podcast. So they could Google it too. But
Yeah, guys, get Ray some more subscribers. But everybody go subscribe right now. Go subscribe over to the Star Card Podcast because Ray's an amazing guy, and he, I even offered to pay Ray tonight. Because I do that for a lot of the psychics. I'll split the donations we get. Because I like to pay the psychics because they're using their mind. I don't pay every guest. I don't pay guests at all, actually. But I do sometimes pay the psychics because it's a skill that they're using. So I feel like it's like, and I offered Ray money tonight and he turned it down. He said for me to keep all the donations, which is really nice.
Well, it's really important to me. I hate to cut you off, Rob, but it's really important to me, that Rob is supported. I want Rob to do the best job he possibly can with as much of the resources that he possibly can. And, at some point I'll be ready to, charge for my services, but, I'm not worried about that. I want to see Rob keep going. I've learned so much from Rob in his show. He's already on the top 50 of the Apple Education podcast thing. He's giving us an education we could only dream of. So, rock on. If you want to donate, that's great. Send it to Rob, please. And then go subscribe over at Star Card Podcast. I want to see you too, bright and early in the morning.
Yeah. What time do you do your shows, Ray? Like what time is it? Like, so remember, I'm on the East Coast time. So you're on Cali time, right?
Right. All right. So it tends to be between 5 and 6 a.m. California time. But I usually give like an hour or 90 minutes ahead of time. So, even if I'm not on schedule like I was in August, I still give people a heads up if, they're around, they're available, and they want to tune in. But it's always fun to go back in and see if you missed one because I cover a lot of interesting topics like the mud flood and Louisiana Purchase. I was thinking about those. That was fun to talk about. All that stuff I learned at the site Old World Exploration about all the buildings all over the world, the heavy stone mason buildings. Anyway, I could go on, but I don't know how many people have already requested, Rob, but I could do one of my, and you wanted me to throw some cards like I do over at the podcast. I've got a subject, but otherwise, if you have readings, I don't want to keep people waiting. It's up to you.
We got one person so far, and she donated, and thank you. It was Sarah from Kindred Essence. Let me see, Kindred Healing Energies. Thank you, Sarah. And she has a question. By the way, before we get into that question, I'm just going to share the link to donate. If you guys want to donate, I'll share that in the chat here. But she has an amazing question, and let me see here. Okay, I'm just going to share this real quick, and then we'll get to her question. And then if you guys want a reading, you don't have to donate. It's not obligational. It just helps out the show, and you're not obligated to donate. So her question is, Ray. She says, hey Rob, it's Emma the Cat and Friends. I wondered if you could ask one of your shows today, perhaps the Ray show, or she says when the dental establishment is going to release the technology of regrowing teeth. This is an issue, Ray, that a lot of people are having. A lot of people, especially as they get up in age, they have problems with their teeth. Like, it's not anything. It's not anything like anybody can do. It's just it's like a problem that a lot of people have, unfortunately. It's I've even had problems with my teeth myself. Like I gotta watch what I eat and stuff, and But But thank you for your question, Emma, and
Okay, so, before I throw tarot cards on the subject, and I want to say the prospects look dim, but this is all just for, number one, from my point of view, it's for entertainment purposes only. I'm just some guy on the internet. But I remember Emma the Cat, and I appreciate how she always participated every time I was on the show before. So I want to try to give as much information as I can and try to be helpful. So I was watching the Imagination podcast. I believe that lady's name is Emma too, right? The host of that show. And she had a guest on the show. Yeah. And she had a guest on the show who was said, she had been victimized by one of those satanic families. And then even, as a child or a toddler, it really kills me to talk about this stuff. They were taking out their teeth and they were regrowing them. So I know that they can do it. They have laboratories where they can do that stuff. which is why I also think it's like, the prospects are grim because they know how to do it and they're not sharing it. So, I mean, I can throw some tarot cards. The tarot cards don't always agree with me, I'll just say. So maybe they can enlighten us and put a positive spin on this. The only positive spin I could see, again, Rob, is, people get to talk about this on your show. I've watched more than 100 of your shows, I'm sure. I mean, I know you talked about health before, but I can't remember, talk about the teeth situation. And it's a serious thing. I totally agree with you. But I'll shuffle here and I'll invite the tarot world to comment. Is there technology that can help regrow teeth, and when can we see it? What's the horizon? What's the time horizon on that?
Well, here's a good comment from Mexico Unexplained. He says, Robert Pitto says he saw on the internet that a Japanese company is doing that. He just saw that this morning. Look it up. It's interesting,
Yeah, and well, I mean, if you delve into the world of John Whitberg, they're making all kinds of stuff. It's very simple to do with the technology that's out there that we don't see, because it's kind of like, we're in an aquarium and there's like wrapping paper on the outside of the aquarium, and we only see what the wrapping paper shows us.
Here's what I don't understand about this whole thing. This is a really controversial topic, because if we can regrow teeth, does that mean that we already have like the ability to regrow teeth in our mouth? Is that what they're saying? Like that we have that? Like they just like don't know how to, stimulate it or something like that?
No, I think it has something to do with the way you culture teeth, culture cells rather. For example, the old school put it in a petri dish thing. I mean, we see it in movies all the time where they that's how they do cloning. They grab some blood cells and then they, feed it nutrients, and then pretty soon you can grow, a whole human body if that's what you chose to do. I know. Were you born? Were you like in a kindergarten when they cloned the sheep Dolly? Do you remember that? And then
I remember that. Yeah. I mean, but they're probably then they said they cloned the sheep Dolly. They were probably so far advanced from what we know about the SSP and stuff. They were probably so far advanced with cloning. But that's the little tidbit of information they give out to the public that they cloned Dolly the sheep. But like we know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
We know that there's something more, going on. Like we know that they were cloning super soldiers at that time as well.
That's right. And ever since the days of Atlantis, we truly don't know science on surface planet Earth, I'm sorry to say. But I did shuffle some cards. I invited the tarot world to comment on the dental situation. So it's for entertainment purposes only, but let's see what's going on. This is for Emma the Cat's question about the dental situation. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear. Is there like a window of time where we can expect to see this technology help us? What's going on here? That's an extra card. Okay.
Yeah, and that's another thing. So any of you guys out there in the chat, you don't just need to ask for a reading. You can ask Ray a question like Emma the Cat just asked about the teeth. You can ask a question and Ray will try to answer it with tarot. It's pretty fascinating. Like not many readers do this. Like you can ask a question about the secret space program. You can ask a question about whatever you want. You know what I mean? And we'll try to answer it with tarot. And again, you don't have to donate. It's only donations are only donations are not obligated. So just put your question in the chat. We'll get you a reading, and that's what this is all about, having fun on Labor Day.
That's right. We're all having fun. Yeah. You couldn't pay me to come out today. This is too much fun. This is great. This is like money right here. I'm having a good time. All right. But let's see what we got to say about the dental situation, and especially like in the future, on the horizon, is there healing for these people, for all of us? So the Wheel of Fortune suggests very simply, if we're lucky, but I will read the cards in a moment. Oh, and this is encouraging. Here it is, the Chariot, which says that we pretty much need to keep moving forward. And I would say that this is almost audience specific, because here at the Typical Skeptic podcast, we're always pushing knowledge about things, we ought to know that are kept from us. So we're going to create our own luck, but we're going to have to keep marching forward ourselves. Otherwise, if we don't ask, the answer is always going to be no, right? But let's see what it says here on the Wheel of Fortune card. We'll acquaint ourselves with the cards here. Wheel of Fortune, good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point, change, inevitable fate, ups and downs, unpredictable. I see positive cards here. This says inevitable fate, and I just talked about how we're creating our own luck. I think there's a a message that, if there is going to be a change in the knowledge and, what's delivered to us, it's going to start here in a place like this, with a community like this. All right, this might be like the instruction sentence. It might also be a response to the time window question I had. Wow. All right, this looks promising. It's the Four of Wands. It's the homecoming card. Well, we are asking, when is this technology coming, right? When is it coming? This indicates that it's probably on the way, or it's just like, in the next room. Someone just has to tell you it's there. Wow. The Knight of Swords has shown up. That's pretty energetic. Hang on a second. Ambitious, action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast thinking, defending beliefs. Wow. I started off the podcast almost crying over here, but now I'm getting all inspired. Here's the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords says that, we're being guided from rougher waters into calmer waters by a divine hand. So where my outlook was grim, I didn't think it was going to happen because it's been kept from us for so long, probably over and over and over again. The tarot world suggests that we're at the threshold of the age of Aquarius here, and we could expect big changes coming in because we're getting help from the spirit world. But of course, we have to all aim in that direction, right? God helps those who help themselves. We got to keep this topic on the table so people keep on talking about it. Like we do it, for example, with the Secret Space program. Okay. All right. Again, I'm getting encouraged by these cards. Here is the Judgment card. It's about swapping out energies that no longer serve us and bringing in new energies. And notice that there's an angel there playing his or her beautiful music. It's hard for me to tell. Let me read what it says on the card here. Judgment, rebirth, inner calling, a new phase. I'm going to stop right there. I had a negative prospect here, and I'm hearing that this technology that we're talking about, the help, is like right around the corner. Wow, yeah. And you close up the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know if it's in our lifetime, but this looks like a slam dunk, that the dental health technology is there, and it might even be en route to us. It may seem like a long way off to me, but let's not forget, how fast technology has changed just since 2020, with video conferencing, for example, and the internet. There's a whole bunch of things that changed in the space of a few years. So that's another reason why I'm over at Star Card Podcast. I'm helping everybody keep track of this stuff. So I'll read the Queen of Pentacles to close this up. Nurturing, practical, providing financially, a working parent. I think that goes along with the Six of Swords and the divine hand guiding us to calmer waters. So, that the tarot world seems to suggest that, yeah, you should be optimistic, but, so long as you keep moving forward in an optimistic way. That sounds like manifestation. Thank you very much, Emma the Cat. I want to wish you a lot of luck, and I hope you feel better soon. Thank you very much for asking for reading.
Yeah, that was amazing. The next one was Mel, and she says, I put up one of her comments. She says, thanks, Rob. She says, P.S. Your hair looks really nice. Thanks. I got what's called like a skin fade. You get like a skin fade, but like I only had to do a one around the bottom, and then do you have a question, Mel, though? Like,
I'm sure the tarot card will tell us what, whoever requests needs to hear. I'll start there, but she can throw up her question if she has one. Please show us what Mel needs to see. Please tell us what Mel needs to hear. Thank you. Anything helpful for Mel on Labor Day weekend? Please show us what Mel needs to see. Please tell us what Mel needs to hear. Thank you. Just to help Mel have a good weekend. Labor Day weekend. Woo! For Mel. This is for Mel. This is for Mel. Ooh, it's really hot out here. This is for Mel. All right. All right. This is for entertainment purposes only. I know I'm entertained. I'm having a good time. Thanks for letting me read. Here I go. Whoa. See what I mean by tarot magic, Rob? We just let off with the Wheel of Fortune again.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Everybody saw me shuffle. Okay. And then there's the 9 of Swords. So the Wheel of Fortune does talk about luck. It does talk about ups and downs. It does talk about fate and destiny. Okay, and then here it is alongside the 9 of Swords. Now, I have to read like both sides of the 9 of Swords because I'm trying to turn it all into a positive. So this may be something that's happening, but it may not be. Anxiety, worry, fear, depression, nightmares, insomnia, hopelessness, trauma, despair. Maybe something happened and it brought some kind of woe, W-O-E, into your life, and that's very unfortunate. Something terrible like a fender bender, for example. I don't want to minimize anything, because sometimes accidents happen. Anyway, let's turn the card over because maybe we're saying we're lucky now because now we get to do this. The 9 of Swords reverse reads releasing worry and reaching out and having hope. So again, you make your own luck. I'm going to turn the 9 of Swords upside down. And let's take a look at the second sentence for Mel. Woo! It's the moon, which indicates the subconscious. Let's read up on the moon here. Illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious, premonitions. I don't know why, but I was thinking to myself, these dogs on the moon card, they may or may not be bloodhounds, but they may be like bloodhounds, and they can smell a trail, and they can communicate to the moon. Oh, wow. Here's the King of Wands. This is pretty exciting. Natural leader, visionary, entrepreneur, big picture, overcoming challenges, mature, career focused. Next up, wow, it's the 8 of Cups. It's the walk away card. When we're looking at the 8 of Cups and we see there's 8 cups there, but it looks like one is missing. It certainly looks like one is missing or the group doesn't serve him anymore as he walks away. Even if he tried to turn around and walk back to the cups, he'd have to like walk through water and everything. So it's better just to leave the cups there. Forget about those cups. Go find some more cups. Oh, I should read the card. Sorry. Talking about the cups. Okay. Disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. Wow. And the Hierophant, the learned man, the scholar. He also represents social acceptance. Let's read what it says on the card. The Hierophant, institutions, tradition, religion, society and its rules, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, bonded, mercy, wisdom, and trust. This is pretty fascinating. I'm going to go to the last 2 cards here just to see if I can string the story together better here. Oh, how lovely. It's the 9 of Pentacles, and she represents the fruits of your labor. This helps me out here. Oh, nice. And then the 3 of Wands, I have an expression for this guy. He always says, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So I think that I'm just going to tell a story with the cards. I think that maybe there was something unexpected that happened that awoke an awareness to something. You saw the big picture of what was going on, and whatever it was, it's breaking you out of a situation that you don't need to be in anymore because you've learned from whatever that was. You've learned your karmic lesson, if I was going to say something like that. But now, if it's true that you've learned your karmic lesson, you've opened up and brought in your consciousness, and now you have the fruits of your labor. So instead of, for example, saying, we're just pretending, I've got money for vacation, but probably only in the United States. No, you just did some work and you discovered that you've been saving up for a long time. You found your old piggy bank, and now you can make a trip anywhere on the planet if you want to. And I'm speaking like, with psychic skills and your consciousness. And I think the tarot world is inviting you to make plans, because who knows what's coming your way at the rate that you're growing and developing. Well, Mel, that was entertaining for me. I hope that was fun for you to listen to. Thank you very much again for letting me read.
Oh, we got a PayPal donation from Azik. Thank you, Azik. That was really nice of you. Let me see here. Let me see if it came through. Oh, wait, why isn't this? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Azik. That was really nice of you, buddy. Azik's awesome. And
yeah, cool.
and I'll get, and then next we'll do Robert Bitto, because I have to do the donations first, guys, because like, you know. But let me see what Isaac said. His name is Isaac, but he goes by Isaac on online, and he said Isaac's been watching for a long time. He also follows Raw Castaldo too, you know, and Indigo stuff. But so okay, so this is, he says, reading please on what I'm being guided into in September, and he says thank you.
Okay, I want to say hello to Isaac, and I want to say I also remember his name. I remember seeing his name all the time. You know, watching your shows going way back. But he wants to know about what's coming at him in September. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's coming at him? All right, great. Okay, so hello, Tarot World. Thanks for all these exciting reads. Could you please show Isaac what he needs to know? Please tell us what Isaac needs to hear. What's coming at him in September? This is to help Isaac. What's coming at him in September, please? Let's help Isaac. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear to help Isaac. What's coming at him in September? This is for Isaac. Long-time viewer. This is for Isaac. To help Isaac, please. What's coming at him in September? Okay, and that one, right. Okay. All right. All right, so I just set the deck down, Isaac, and then this card flipped out, and it's a cool card, so I'm going to leave it out for you. It's the Chariot. It says keep on trucking, basically. Keep on moving. I don't think anyone needs to tell you that, but I think they're confirming that you should keep on trucking the way you're trucking. All right, let's see what's up for Isaac. What's coming at him in September? Maybe September 7th? I don't know. Oh, dude. So we're starting off with the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups says, regret, failure, disappointment, pessimism, loss, and grief. Maybe there's some better message on the other side here. Acceptance, moving on, finding peace. This sounds more like Isaac to me. Yeah, exactly. Self-forgiveness. I'm going to leave him upside down. Okay. Wow. And then the Eight of Wands indicates travel or flight or things coming in quickly. So, I mean, perhaps. So I don't have an experience with the tarot deck, you know, catastrophizing things and predicting calamities and things like that. But like we turn this upside down, and it said when we turn it upside down, there's finding peace, and there's moving on, and there's acceptance. And maybe that's what's coming at you fast. Oh, yeah, it's coming at you. Exactly. Like the Eight of Wands. We asked, what's coming at you? Acceptance. Acceptance. What's the other one that we like there? Acceptance. Finding peace. Self-forgiveness. That's what's coming at you. Cool. Okay, we figured that one out. Next up. Oh, they're making it hard on me, dude. Okay, so it's the Eight of Swords. What a dramatic picture. All the swords are all around, and the person's tied up and blindfolded. Okay, but I got a positive spin on this too, Isaac. Hang on. So this card always says to me, as much as you can imagine. So this is just like the conjunction at the beginning of the sentence here. Let's finish off the sentence, and then we'll take a look at what that card might really indicate. Oh, wow. It's the Death card. I knew things were going to get happier here. So, but the Death card represents change and represents endings and beginnings. So even this, this is starting to look like a tarot thrower who's a goth through these cards. But anyway, we're showing that there's like a positive thing on the way here. There's a change coming, and it might as well be. We got to move on from it. We have to accept it and move on. Anyway, next card. Ooh, the Moon. All right, we were just talking about spooky goths and stuff like that. Maybe, I mean, we're talking about September here. We're not talking about October. But I know I was clear on that. And let's see what the last card in the sentence says. Someone's in disguise. It's the Seven of Swords. There's some sneakiness going on. Wow. Something's hidden. Also, that's another thing, that something's hidden. So as much as you can imagine, there's going to be some kind of change in the subconscious world something's going to be revealed or should be revealed. There's something hidden. I don't know how much anybody else agrees with this statement, but I do find with the luxury of time that I have, if I can control my thoughts better, it does really shape the way I see things in the world. And what I'm trying to say is there's a power to the mind where, you can orchestrate a change and you can find what's troubling you and change it and then move on from it. But I might be getting carried away here. Let's go to the end. Hey, there's another happy card. It's the Four of Wands. It's the homecoming card. Let's read what it says here. See, this is heading towards a good ending here. Celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, home, community, homecoming. And then, oh, nice. Ka-ching, it's a 10 of Pentacles. Is this another family card? I think it is. Wealth, financial security, family, long-term success, contribution. There's something that we can move on from. Yeah, it happened. We can accept it. We can let it go. We can accept it if we did it. We made a mistake. Let's apologize and move on. We got a lot of life ahead of us. As much as you can imagine, we can change the situation just by having the right perspective, and we don't have to hide anything. So let's come home and be together, because that's where the value is. And I think if you have like one kind of value going, other kinds of value come at you. So I hope this message was helpful. I invite you to keep trucking. Thank you very much, ASIC. I appreciate your donation to Rob's show as well.
Yeah, that was really nice of you, ASIC. And I appreciate it. And I go to the next one. And these are really good. You're really flowing today. You're really flowing today. Well,
I had a lot of practice. Like I say, I'm like throwing cards, 4 or 5 days a week for an hour online. So and you know what? If it does work for people, if they're saying, yeah, I'm getting close, that's great. I'm in the ballpark. If it helps them, that's wonderful. Give them something to think about. I know the tarot cards are trying hard to send a message.
Yeah, I agree. And this next one is from Robert from Mexico Unexplained. He says, I've lived as a hermit for well over 10 years and had no social life. I shut out the world. Now I moved to a new place. I have time and money now. What will happen with my social life here? He says. Okay, so I remember Robert. I've read for him before. I think one of my first times on your show. I want to thank him again for requesting a reading then and today. It's good to see you again. And I kind of want to say, like, I'm kind of right there with you there, but I was watching somebody on social media, and this person somehow understands how it works for people like yourself who have a podcast. In order to get your message authentic, you pretty much have to purify your personality, if you will. You can't, a lot of the flavors in our refrigerator that we count on all the time, our diet changes after a little while, and we're not buying those foods anymore. We're not eating sugar smacks in the morning and stuff like that. We're not drinking Gatorade anymore. It doesn't agree with us. And those friends that we had, that doesn't help. We don't do it for each other anymore or whatever. So she kind of mentions like, when you're on a path like yours and Rob's, for example, it's going to be more challenging unless there's people of your same vibration, your same kind of mental hood. And we see a lot of that on the internet. But what I'm saying is I'm like taking the pessimistic view. I wouldn't get your hopes up. I would say, like, we're so lucky right now, the three of us three bros talking to each other on video cameras. I don't even know where you guys are. And you're believe it or not, you're making my day. This is what works for me. But I will throw cards for you specifically. Congratulations on your good position. I say, follow your joy, pursue what makes you happy. And then people who like your stuff or like the same stuff you do, it's more likely you're going to see more people like that doing the same kinds of things that you do, which is what you do. You host shows and you get on shows and things like that. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox now because the tarot world is waiting to take a turn to help here. I don't know. I'm just throwing in my 2 cents because I get to shuffle. All right. So let's show Mexico Unexplained what he needs to see. Please tell us what he needs to hear. He's wondering about his social life now that he's got a new life and a new path to follow. Please show us what Robert needs to see. Please tell us what Robert needs to hear.
Not me, Robert. We're helping Robert. I can figure out my own problems. Thank you. Yes. This is for Robert. Mexico unexplained. These are for Robert. This is for Robert. Mexico unexplained. What's up with the social life? I think it's all going to change. But let's hear what the tarot world has to say. Right? That's what we're asking about. What does the tarot world have to say? Robert's social life specifically. Okay, let's see what we can do. Thank you very much for inviting me to read, Rob. Here we go. All right, it's the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles indicates multiple time management, adaptability, and balancing decisions. Okay, I'm just having fun here because, right, it's a Labor Day weekend, but something that came to mind was the show Three's Company. I don't know if you remember that, if you ever see it on reruns, but
I do.
you know,
that's a great one.
Yeah, Jack Tripper always has like two narratives going in the show where he's got to like tell one person one thing and tell another person another thing and juggle the two things so it doesn't explode. But you know, that just crossed my mind. I think the key words there though were time management. So that might involve like, you know, assigning time to develop your social life, you know, joining a club, for example. But that's just one card so far. We got a lot more. Whoa. Yeah. So the Tower card says that the world is coming down here. So it sounds like if you adjust your time, you can really change the way things are. You can change the world just like you're asking for. Yeah. Time management. How do I spend my time? I'm talking about my social life. I got free time. Okay. I want to change it. I want to see a change. So it looks like, again, the tarot world led off mirroring, showing me a reflection of what my intention was when I dealt. All right. So I got high hopes for this next sentence. You know, the sixth word in your comment is the word hermit, and you just got the hermit card.
Wow.
It says here, I know the tarot world likes to show off like that. Soul searching, introspection, contemplation, wisdom, truth seeking, being alone, independence, inner guidance, meditation, consciousness. That sounds like a lot of things we were already talking about also. All right, the Chariot card is back. Yeah, keep marching forward down your path. I mean, I realize you're alone right now, or apparently alone, but no one else could, you know, you have to blaze the trail. You have to blaze the trail. Oh, dude, this guy again. It's the Five of Cups. Yeah, it talks about disappointment. Yeah, I hear, you know, we're disappointed in the social life thing right now. I would say that the grass is always greener, by the way. But again, let's focus on what the tarot world wants to say. Because again, it's encapsulating, you know, the energy, the emotion that we were just talking about. You know, being alone, marching forward, you know, being disappointed. But then, all right, I hope you meet the Queen of Pentacles. So let's read about the Queen of Pentacles again. Nurturing, practical, providing financially, a working parent. I mean, if it was, I got my fingers crossed that this is like a literal thing and you might meet a nice lady like this. Let's see what it says at the bottom. I mean, we're asking what's coming forward, right? Okay. Oh, nice. Well, if this is a prospective date or acquaintance or lady friend, maybe this is what your driver's license plate, or sorry, your driver's license picture looks like. It's the King of Swords. I mean, again, this sounds like you, head over heart, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. Or it certainly represents that there's a lot of truth going on. Let's see what these other two cards have to say. Wow. The Page of Cups says there's going to be a happy surprise. So then what's this card say? Wait a minute. Oh, sweet. Okay. So, you know, if I say things and it sounds like it's like really simple, almost like I'm reading a sentence off a paper, it tends to sound better. But, you know, the truth is you're going to have a happy surprise, and it's going to be very rewarding, says the Ten of Pentacles. But I think the key here is the Chariot card. You do have to keep moving down the path, but you don't look at these guys. They're both looking in this direction. You don't have to keep on looking in that direction. You know, look around. The Queen of Pentacles is sitting right there. And then you might find a happy surprise when you guys hit it off a little bit. You know, by the way, I'm the wrong person to ask about social relationships. I've been a hermit for a long time myself, so don't take any advice from me. But I know the tarot world certainly gave us all things to think about, and I want to wish you a lot of luck. And if you want to send any pointers my way, I'm all ears. Thank you very much.
I agree. Let me see here. Does anybody else? Would anybody else like a reading? Like while we're here? While we're, yeah. Let me see here. I'm just waiting to see if anybody else would like a reading. Oh, Anchor Haven says she knows her reading will show the tower. No point. Maybe we should do it. If you want one, Anchor Haven, just let it, you know.
I could throw 3 cards for Julia.
I'm just waiting to see what she wants. See if someone.
Okay.
No, the chat's really going. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Maya Rose. This is Maya Rose. She's originally from Germany, but she's living in Mexico, and she's a good friend. I consider her. She's also a targeted individual. You know.
Yeah.
So, do you have a question, Maya? Oh, Matthew's in the audience. He says, "Do one for me."
Matthew Mournian?
Yeah.
Wow. I get to read for Matthew? So when I said that, the strength card just popped out.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll do Maya first, for sure. All right, I'm all excited. Hi, Maya. Thanks for inviting me to read. Your name seems familiar. I don't know if I've read for you before. I'm happy to do it anytime again or for the first time. And this will be, helpful messages for you on Labor Day weekend. I know the tarot will want to send helpful messages to Maya Rose. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear. What will help Maya Rose? Something to help Maya Rose, please. Show us what Maya needs to see. Tell us what Maya needs to hear. This is for Maya. This is for Maya.
Oh, wow. The psychic duck's in the audience, too. Holy shit, Ray. You draw an audience.
Woo! Hello, psychic duck. I was watching her last night. That was so awesome.
Yeah, she did really well last night. Yeah. Like,
I hadn't seen the psychic duck in a long time. I was wondering where she was at. All right. That was cool. She's got a whole, I like how she does her little scenery with the extra puppets. She's always developing her show. Anyway,
yeah, she's always,
this is for Maya Rose.
Always in the back rooms, and last night she was in the dream room. So it's funny. It's always a good show.
That's right. Anyway, way to go, psychic duck.
It's like people like you, Matthew. The psychic duck, like Melissa Gates Perry. Those are some of my favorite people because everybody brings their own unique way to read, and I like that because it makes my show unique. Like I like the readers that I get. Sean Bond. Sean Bond's an excellent reader.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else. It's just like yeah.
I want to say you have like at least a couple of hundred people who are awesome readers. Even if they don't show up all the time, like me and Sean Bond and stuff, they make a couple of appearances. They're still amazing. But I agree. I learned so much. Where else?
I love Liz Cross too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got to read.
Rob, they all come on your show. I can't think of.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. She's a busy lady, but I know she likes coming on your show. So anyway, we can talk all night about your awesome guests. Thank you very much, Rob. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Believe me. But hey, let's see if I can tell a good story for Maya Rose here. So yay, Maya. It's the magician. We're making magic. That's a great card to start off with. Card number 1 the Magician, action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, creativity. And wow, look at you go. You got the Ace of Wands and the Magician. There's magic in the air, all right. Ace of Wands, new project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, power, potential beginnings, new opportunities, and growth. Well, we're at the start of the reading, and we're talking about the start of something special for whatever's going on over there at Maya's place. All right, next up, how about some more wands? It's the Six of Wands, and that is all about public recognition. Six of Wands, public recognition, victory, progress, self-confidence. Wow, you're dominating. It's the Hierophant. It's the learned man, talking about institutions, tradition, religion, society and its rules, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, mercy, wisdom, and trust. Well, I'm glad to see that this guy follows the public recognition, because this guy has credibility. This is public recognition that's worthwhile. This is not tabloid stuff. This is for real. There's something genuine going on. Wow. How many times have we seen the 10 of Pentacles today? That's awesome. The 10 of Pentacles talks about wealth, financial security, family, long-term success, and contribution. Wow. You're kidding me. The Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles talks about manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development, ambition, desire, and diligence. You know, it makes me think of someone who just graduated from, got an MBA from UC Berkeley and is getting hired by Price Waterhouse to run finances down on Wall Street. This is quite dynamic. Wow. Anyway, let's see what it says here at the end. The King of Cups. Hey, Maya Rose, this is awesome. Come on, Tarot World, keep it going. King of Cups, emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic, control, balance, supportive leader, tolerance, and empathic. This is supposed to be for Maya. Wow. And then the Two of Swords is the Crossroads card. We don't have all the information to make a decision. That's indicated by the blindfold. Nevertheless, we have all the weapons, all the tools we need to move forward as soon as we have all the information. We talked about, and it follows with all those things put together, that alchemy can give you someone who's emotionally balanced, over the long term, and someone who could be trusted. And that's the person that's going to take off on a new adventure. That's the person who's going to find new choices coming their way, and they'll be abundantly prepared to choose one. Well, I give them my best shot, Maya Rose. I hope it was entertaining. And thank you again for inviting me to read. I appreciate it.
That was great, right?
So
I just had to get up and
is it really Matthew Mournian's turn? I've never thrown for Matt.
My butt hurts from sitting so long because I got
problem.
4 shows today. I got 2 more shows after this, so it's like, I have to get up and take breaks every once in a while. But does anybody else would like it? When anybody else like a reading? I saw Nat Janoff was over on Rumble. Nat, if you want a reading, just put your name in the chat. We'll get you a reading. Anchor Haven, if you want a reading, put your name in the chat. You guys don't have to donate. Don't feel obligated to donate. It's only if you want to. This is all just for fun. If you want a reading, put your name in the chat. Flicks Love, I see you're in the. Oh, here's Flicks. Flicks would like a reading. It's good to see you, Flicks. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're here.
That's right.
I'm actually really glad you're here, Flicks, and I'm glad you're with us on the Labor Day weekend. So it's good to see you. It's good to see people like Flicks and Azek back in the chat. They were my good friends, and I'm really happy they're here because they were part of the old crew. They were part of my Discord group. They were part of there's Tiffany. Tiffany's here too. Good to see you, Tiffany. I'm glad you're here.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Flicks Love and Asik, and hello, Tiffany. And Flicks Love is a big supporter. Even when I was starting out, my very first episodes, Flicks Love was rooting me on. So thank you very much, Flicks Love. I'm very happy to see you. I hope you're having a great Labor Day weekend wherever you are. Awesome. Thanks for inviting me to read. So look at this, dude. I just cut the cards. I got the 10 of Pentacles again. We're having a good time tonight. This is gonna be a good one. So this is for Flix Love, our friend Flix Love. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear to help Flix Love. This is for Flix Love. Thank you, Flix Love. Let's make sure we deliver a special.
Oh my God. Mexican Robert Bino said all we need is Tracy. A wrestling woman, her name was Chick out of her. She said that she came on here and said that I was begging for money. Robert always says that. It's funny. Like I wasn't, which I never was. It's so funny that she said that, you know, like, but she was crazy. She would say all kinds of crazy shit in the chat, you know, and her name was Tracy Twyman died for your sins. You know, like that woman was bonkers, you know, like I wonder what happened to that lady.
Yeah, I don't remember that episode. But these are for Flix Love. Our friend.
She wasn't a guest, Ray. She was in the chat. Like she would show up in the chat all the time and cause trouble. You know what I mean? That's where she was like a frequent chat person, and she would always cause trouble in the chat, you know. But like we let her in, you know, because I try to I give everybody a fair shot, you know. Like I don't like to ban anybody, you know. Like somebody has to do something really ignorant to for me to ban them, you know, like or something that I think is ignorant for me to, you know.
Yeah, it's true, Rob. You're very democratic, and got to respect that. But anyway,
oh, don't say that. I'm not a Democrat for sure.
No. I meant democratic. Like you give everyone a chance. You're a populist, if you will.
I know what you mean. I was kidding. I was joking around. Yeah, like it's funny. Right,
yeah, sure. Yeah, I know.
But we never go there. There's nothing wrong with anybody being a Democrat. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I just tend to be a little bit more conservative in my values. You know.
Yeah. Rob and I are all about exopolitics.
That doesn't mean I'm a Republican.
Right. Anyway.
well, sorry, Missy just said Tracy Twyman died, but that might have been the real person. We're talking about the lady that used the name in the chat. We're not sure if that was a real person or what. I mean, if that was a real name or what. I don't know.
Well,
sorry.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, no. It's how great for everybody. We all get to catch up with each other. But yeah, let's see. I know there's a message here for Flix Love. Here we go. All right. There. It's the King of Swords. There's some energy here. Ambitious or action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast thinking, defending beliefs. And then the Five of Pentacles. This is a complex card. The Five of Pentacles, financial loss, lack of mindset, loss, isolation, worry, need, poverty, insecurity. This can be as simple as you put something on the credit card, maybe someone put something on the credit card, maybe they needed to do it, but they didn't have a choice. They had to do it. They had to bite the bullet. But it had to be, a fast decision. Anyway, maybe it cost something. I don't know. This is for Flix Love. I don't know if this is right at all. Buyer's remorse. I'm thinking of the lemon law, like in California. Like if you buy a car and it turns out like in the next 48 hours it doesn't work out, you're allowed to take it back to the dealer and say, give me my money back. This may have nothing to do with these cards, Flix Love. I'm sorry about that. So I'm trying to address the worry here, where the worry came from. Or maybe the worry just came on all of a sudden. Let's go to the next sentence. Wow, something to worry about. It's the Tower card. Right now, Julia Anchorhaven's raising her hand saying, wait a second, that's my card. So the Tower card reads, sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, disaster, awakening, release, sudden insight. Oh, the sudden insight. Okay. Suddenly, we were aware of some isolation. this sudden awareness leads to a celebration with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups reads celebration, friendship, collaboration, creativity, community, happiness. Maybe you chose to go to the correct party this weekend, and it wasn't what you expected to do, but it was the right thing to do. All right, here is the Hierophant again. The learning man, but it's also indicating social acceptance. And we just talked about celebrating at a party with the Three of Cups ladies. Oh. I was waiting for this guy. And then here's the Devil card. There's a nice punctuation mark. So the key thing about the Devil card is that there's two people and they have chains around their neck, but the chains are very loose. They can easily just lift the chains off of them and be free. So when we talk about the Devil card, a lot of time we're talking about is letting go of something. Let's read what it says on the card. It says shadow self, attachment, addiction, restriction, sexuality, temptation, seduction, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, and toxicity. Those are a lot of tough words to hear. But let's see. What I was thinking of when I was reading those words was, when I was younger, I was not a big fan of bugs. And when I had a bug in my room, I had to get my brother or my father to help me with it. I couldn't handle my own insects until I was 30 years old. And, I really needed to let that guy go. I didn't need to be so afraid all the time of that. So maybe, as the story goes, there's a sudden awareness of, something that needs to be addressed. And when it all came down, rather than looking at it as a disaster, it's worth celebrating because we learned something and we learned that we can let something go. We don't need to be with it anymore, whatever that is. Let's see what the last two cards say. Wow. The Ace of Swords says, that's the truth. Ace of Swords says, mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind, new conflict. It even says the word surgery. And then the last card reads, it's this guy again. Happy Labor Day. It's the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups guy, he's still looking at the cups that got knocked down. But he should be looking at the ones behind him. He's still got two good cups to start with. Who cares about those other cups? You only got two hands. You got 5 arms, Mr. Octopus? No. Take the 2 cups you got standing. Those cups are good. So move on. You don't need all that other stuff. Whatever is like falling apart for you, I say let it go because you'll be in a better position. It's all about perspective. Well, that was fun and entertaining for me to read. I hope it was helpful and entertaining. Flicks love. Thanks again, and thanks again for your support. If you're not already a subscriber over at Star Card Podcast, I bet you want to be. Thank you, Flicks love.
Yeah, I agree. And does anybody else want a reading? We've been going an hour, but we can go a little longer. Like if anybody else wants a reading, Pacquiao, I see you in the audience, and Andromedan, I know you're here. So I know you guys usually want readings. This is your time to ask, because nobody's kind of stepping up. So if you guys want a reading, let me know.
So Rob, would someone else like another reading? Did Matthew Mournian actually want a reading? I can't remember.
That's what we're waiting on. Usually Andromeda and Puck Elf want a reading, but they're not responding. So I'm not sure if they're in the audience still or what's going on. Like,
can you hear me okay, Rob?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I think we got some kind of delay going.
Ray, can you hear me? Let me log out and log back in.
Rob, can you hear me?
Hold on. Can you hear me now? Where did Ray go, guys? Does anybody know where? Did he just leave? Oh, this is funny. Did you say Tiffany wants a reading, Isaac? Let me see here. Oh, he said, let me see here. Oh, Missy Hill says you should do a reading on 31 Atlas or 3i Atlas. Can you hear me, Ray? Guys, can you hear me? Tiffany said she'll take a reading too. Can anybody hear me? What's going on here?
Hang on, Rob.
Ray?
Oh, jeez.
Can you hear me, Ray?
Hey, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I have to unmute. Hang on. I'm trying to unmute.
You're good. I can hear you now.
There. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Something's up with your sound, Ray, because the audience can
I'm
hear me.
unmuted. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. So, yeah, Missy Hill. Okay. Hi, Missy. Good to see you again. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, great.
So, all right. So, over at Star Card Podcast, I took a look at. Yeah, there's a delay. So I'm going to continue.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Rob?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I did, and the message I received was that we don't really need to worry about it. But nevertheless, I'm going to throw some cards for you, Missy. So let's go to the tarot cam. 3i Atlas. You know, we have a lot of well-respected people looking into it, and a lot of people come up with a lot of different answers.
Yeah, you know, Ray, I did a show with Carrie Cassidy on it.
So let's show Missy what's going on with 3i Atlas.
Did you see
Rob,
my show?
You might be right that it's my audio, and I wonder if we might have to make this one of the last ones just because of my computer situation. Maybe it's overheating or something.
Yeah.
But let's finish up this reading here for Missy Hill anyway. I mean, if the delay is really bad, it can't be fun to watch. But
well, Ray, you can't even hear me right now, right? Can you hear me? Guys, I don't think he can hear me at all.
I remember, Rob.
Oh, there's a massive
I did. And I talked about it on my podcast. And I talked about how you and Carrie Cassidy were talking about the Anunnaki. And then
okay. Yeah.
On the same day, Psychic Liz Cross did a look at 3i Atlas. And she got a different take on it. But I'm not disqualifying either lady. No, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Yes. My audio is slow.
By the time you get this, there's a massive delay.
Yeah. No, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes. Yes, there is. So let's finish this for Missy, and maybe I got to go just because my computer's being weird.
Yeah. Well, Ray, while you're dealing out,
you're right. There is a delay. I'm really sorry, folks. Let's finish up here. 3i Atlas for Missy.
Ray, tell the people where they can find you and stuff, just in case, and I'll just end it right when you end this podcast. Like, tell everybody how they can find the Star Card podcast, and tell them how they can subscribe to you and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's like a really long delay. I know. I'm not sure why that is. I made my computer's hot.
We'll just have to end it. We'll just end it right now. We'll just, I guess, because I don't know what else.
I was doing a podcast, and
Ray, maybe go out and come back in. I don't know. Now I can't even hear him, guys. I can't even hear him. I'm just gonna.